Hey there, gourmet campers. Today we're going to talk about leftovers. If you haven't seen my other video on leftover storage, check the box to the right or click the link in the description. So what we're doing today is a quick and easy way to use up leftover meats. It doesn't really matter what kinds of meat you have, but in this case we have some cooked bacon, Italian sausage, and chicken breast. This is a good meal to have on deck for the end of your camping trip, and a great excuse to save food from previous meals. After all, who wants to throw out perfectly good food? The first thing we will do is start to break down our meats. There's no real hard and fast rules for cutting things up. Just use your knife to break them down to bite-sized pieces. In this recipe, I'm using pasta, specifically mini shells that I had left over from a tuna casserole I made a couple days ago. But you can use any kind of starch you want in this dish. Pasta, rice, even potatoes work. Whatever you have is what the recipe calls for. Now, I'm aware that this is not exactly gourmet food, nor is it really a groundbreaking culinary technique, but that's not really what this recipe is about. This is really just a way to reduce waste and simplify your last meal at the campsite. This is also a quick way to make a huge amount of food in a pinch. As you can see with the plate to the side, that the pile of meat is quickly stacking up. Add to that your starch and some veggies and it bulks up really quickly. Okay, now that we have our meats broken down into bite-sized pieces, let's go over the remainder of the ingredients that I'm using. Keep in mind though that these aren't going to be the items that you have on hand, so use your imagination. So of course we have our meats. We've got about 2 tablespoons of butter, got some pasta, and a bowl of veggies here. We've got peppers and onions. Those are 2 sweet Hungarian peppers, but 1 large green bell pepper will do, or any color bell pepper really. And some onion underneath that. It's about a half of a large onion. Got some garlic, a chopped jalapeno, some salt, and some pepper. And for the sauce, we've just got a can of San Marzano tomatoes that I've pureed. But a can of crushed tomatoes, pasta sauce, whatever you have on hand will do. And away we go. First things first, we'll get the butter in the pan. Get it melted, get some heat in the pan. And we're going to swirl it around. We're going to use the excuse that we're coating the pan with butter, but we're really just making it look like we're busy. That's a restaurant trade secret, by the way. Now, unfortunately, I lost the footage of throwing the vegetables in the pan, but I'm sure you can use your imagination. That's the onions and the peppers, by the way. Now we're just going to leave it in the pan, occasionally giving it a little bit of a stir until they've gone translucent and have a little bit of browning on them. And we're going to make sure that we don't let any runaways escape. Alright, we've got a little bit of browning on the edges, so we're going to go ahead and add our garlic. And our chopped jalapeno. And we're going to give that a couple of minutes, just to cook out the garlic a little bit so you don't have that raw garlic flavor. And of course, cooking garlic is also good at making people come to find out what that delicious aroma is. Just a little close-up glamour shot here. Now at this point we're going to turn down the heat a little bit. We don't want the heat too high because you can easily scorch your vegetables instead of just nicely browning them. sizzle. Now it's time to add our meat. Now we're not looking to brown the meat here at all because it's already been cooked. So we're just looking to warm it through. And now that that's accomplished, we're going to add some seasoning of our choice. This can be pretty much whatever you want it to be. In this case, I'm using this Clubhouse mixture, smoldering applewood. And we're going to be pretty generous on that. Don't want to wimp out on the flavor at all. If you're shopping for Clubhouse mixtures, I really suggest the roasted garlic and peppers. It's one of my favorite. Another runaway. And now we'll add our sauce. Again, I'm using tomatoes here, but you can use pasta sauce, you can use maybe just some cream to make like a cream sauce. Whatever you have on hand, that's what's going in. And that's the basic sauce. So we're just going to add some salt and some pepper. Now in just a moment here I'm going to be adding my pasta. As I was saying earlier, this can be pretty much any starch you want. In fact, it can be any starch you want. If you want it to be potato chunks, if you want it to be rice, that's perfectly fine. Whatever you have, that's what the recipe calls for. In this case I'm using mini shells. But this would be really good with rice. And that's pretty much it. A couple other suggestions that I could make with this would be to maybe omit the tomato sauce and use diced potato to make a hash. Or instead of tossing the starch in with the sauce, cook some rice and serve the sauce on top of the rice. Maybe add some Cajun spices and call it jambalaya. The sky is the limit. Now at this point, if you want to jazz it up, you could put a layer of grated cheese and place another frying pan upside down on top to melt it. I'm just going to leave it as is and serve it just like this. Now just a couple more tosses just to show that I can do it, and we'll put this back. Oops. We'll just, put this back together. So, yeah, as I was saying, we'll just, oh, never mind. I'd just like to take a moment to thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Also, for more information on this and other recipes, head on over to campsitecook.com. Again, thank you for watching this video, and remember, keep cooking with fire.